Let's go.
My name is Tim Daniel. His name is Ben Brown, and welcome to this week's edition of Late Night Reds, brought to you by the Riverfront Podcast Network and Blue Wire. We're talking about the Cincinnati Reds that just swept the Los Angeles Dodgers. Say it one more time, shall we? The Cincinnati Reds that just swept the Los Angeles Dodgers, baby. What a weekend, Ben.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's super exciting, dude. Like, like, I mean, of all the things that were going on and all the things that we had worried about going into this week, I mean, gosh, what a much needed series. And I know that we talked about the series before with the Padres being huge. Dude, this series here hopefully is season changing.
Yeah.
I mean, you just beat one of the best teams in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, man. You got that win
so
there.
It's super exciting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Just awesome. So much fun. I'm so happy. I was at Saturday's game, which was really, really great. I went with Sean here from the network, and we met up with my Reds podcast twin, Jeff Carr. There's pictures on the internet. You can witness we are not the same person. But Joey Gaditza, are the Reds messing with us, making us sweat it out a bit? Joey, that is to be decided, my man. But whatever it is, we're going to enjoy it because this is the first time in a month Ben and I have done a show that we could talk about a win the day we were recording. So
Absolutely.
we will take that. Let's dive into it because we're going to attack this from all angles of the series. By the way, forgot to mention because I was so excited about the series. Don't forget, July 6th, 12 to 2 p.m., Smoke Justice and the Riverfront. Getting you ready for Reds Dodgers. Come party with us. Hopefully we have more weekends like this one, and that's one of them.
Absolutely.
Dude, Joey, you're right. We're going to talk about that too. I mean, the title of this week's show is Ohtani Fears Green Day because of Hunter Greene. Ohtani did not want to be in the backs against him anymore.
Nope.
All right.
And I know we'll talk about it later, but dude, yeah, incredible.
So Friday, 9-6 W, a Jonathan India grand slam. Stuart Fairchild hits a homer and has an incredible rob at the wall. They started out losing this game, and it looked like it was going to be another one of those. Graham Ashcraft wasn't very sharp, and we're going to get into the bullpen later, too, this whole series because they were excellent. But, man, the offense came alive, and they were just great, and then the bullpen held it down. It was awesome, man. And then Saturday, Spencer Steer hits a homer in the first inning. Spencer Steer also hit a homer in the first inning on Friday, a 3-runner. I forgot to put that in there. And then the Dodgers came back, and then the Reds came back and won. And so that was cool. Saturday, we get Steer in the first inning. Will Benson hits a homer opposite field, which is very nice to see. And Hunter Greene, again, we're not bearing the lead just yet, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about Hunter Greene this show. And then, of course, today, it's a bullpen day against the Dodgers. And I'm going to be honest. I'm sitting there thinking, look, it's great they got 2 out of 3. I'm like, cool. Whatever happens today happens. Bullpen 100%. Day. The Dodgers need a win. They've been on a slump. I'm like, whatever happens today. I'm so happy I was wrong. Brent Suter faces the first 3 batters. Takes Nick Martinez, gets the ball. Is awesome.
Yeah.
They go into a rain delay after the points of the official game. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, again, just being honest. I'm like, we're up 4-0. It's official game. Call it.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
What are we waiting around for?
Right.
What are we waiting around for?
Dodgers got to go to New York. They got to get the Queens for tomorrow.
Yep.
We got St. Louis coming to town. Let's just enjoy an early Sunday, right? Yeah. But they decided to come out there, and I'm glad they did because Carson Spires, who we're also going to have a deep conversation about later, awesome, super awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And then, of course, you have the Jonathan India 2-run double, who had a really nice weekend, and you have Nick Martini also getting a nice 2-run hit as well. So they did all their damage in one inning, but it was good enough to get the W. So Benny, obviously, this team needed wins
Yes.
badly, and you and I needed them to win games.
Badly.
I was running out of things to say on Sundays before
Oh,
the
yeah.
and just a great weekend performance against the team that spent $1 billion. And
Mhm.
talk about and I get your thoughts on the big picture of the weekend, I want to make sure I shout out the Reds social media account for a tweet they sent today. Did you see this one when they were talking about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You can't defer that sweep, and I was like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good.
that was
That was
that was
really
good.
good.
That was a thank you for reminding me just who the hell I am moment.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, dude, it was, the big thing for me, it just felt like that old school, like, Reds feeling was starting to come back a little bit, where they never felt like they were out of a game, they never felt I mean, the offense wasn't I mean, besides Friday night, the offense wasn't, like, superb,
Right.
but dude, it was just timely hits, you know what I mean? Doing things right, and then defensively and pitching, dude. And 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 I'll have to say this, and I've got to give credit to the bullpen. I've got to give credit to the starters. Dude, our pitching is done. I mean, it's been incredible.
For sure.
And we knew that. Like, we knew that once the bats started going, we were going to be okay. We were just hoping that the bats would start a little bit sooner.
Mhm.
But dude, like we had some really good at bats. We got timely hits. It just felt like we were starting to find our groove a little bit. And you know, when the hitting can catch up with the pitching, this is what you're going to start to get. And that's what's starting to happen. It felt like this weekend where we were starting to get some good. I mean, we already had some good defensive stuff. We'd already had great pitching, but now the hitting was starting to come along a little bit. And you know, and that's the good, cool thing to see. And you see guys like India starting to catch on a little bit. You saw Spencer Steer have a big weekend this weekend. I mean,
Yeah, he did.
like these are the guys that we need to get going. You know what I mean? So it's like seeing that happen, and on top of that, us pitching. You know, our pitching stays where it is. It was a really good weekend for us. And on top of that, like you said, you mentioned, dude, that lineup, that Dodgers lineup, facing those guys in a 3-game series, I mean, it is tough to get them out like we got them out all weekend.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's tough to hold them to 1 run twice. Like that's tough to do with that lineup.
It's tough to hold
So
them to 6 runs.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, and they did
absolutely.
that
So
in
I mean,
1.
yeah, I mean, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy how well we came out and played defense and pitched and performed. But yeah, man, it was just fun to see. You know, it was nice to be able to do it in our home ballpark. It
Yep.
was nice to be able to do it in front of our fans. For them to come back and play well, and it looks like to me that they were starting to turn a little bit of a corner there. So it was a really fun weekend to watch them play baseball.
Yeah, for sure. So a couple things. I want to piggyback off you mentioning the Dodgers lineup because, like I said, so I was at the game last night, and obviously you're seeing all the reports in the offseason. They're signing this guy, signing this guy, signing this guy. You're
Mhm.
like, oh wow, that's crazy. You see them on the projected lineup on MLB Network, and you go, oh, that's pretty nuts. You
Mhm.
watch them on TV, and you go, this is insane. Seeing them
Mhm.
in person, when you see the lineup on the jumbotron, you watch them like hand the bat to each other. You're seriously wondering, how is this allowed? How is this
Yeah.
legal? Of course, it is because of baseball, and some teams spend money and some don't. But that's not the
Yep.
conversation we're having here today. We're here for a good time, and
Yep. Absolutely.
just seeing that in person is nuts, man. And
Yeah.
you know, there's a huge. So we're up to start the game in the 500s, and there's a section next to us, and you hear this big "Let's go Dodgers" chant. And Mookie starts the game off with a single, and you go, okay, it's gonna be one of these days, right?
Mhm.
Hunter Greene gets that pickoff, which, by the way, that move was
Yeah, it was filthy.
crazy,
Yeah, it's
crazy.
filthy.
And
Filthy.
so that was just it felt like you were getting some mo there, and then Sear hits the
Mhm.
homer in the first inning. It just felt really good, man. And then
Yeah.
the thing that's really funny now is, despite this frustrating season the Reds have had so far now, they now hold if something were to happen where they have a tie with the Dodgers or the Phillies, they now hold the tiebreaker
Yeah.
for a playoff seeding.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. I was thinking about that today. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, they hold the tiebreaker.
Anton talked about that today on the broadcast, which he was great.
Yeah.
I want to see him pitch again in the majors so badly for his sake and have an incredible comeback story. But I cannot wait for the day that he's in a booth as well, because he is going to be great.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's
So
phenomenal.
he talked about one of the things he said. You probably know this because you've coached sports and you've coached very, very good teams in your time. Where it's great that you're getting up for the teams that you're playing, but when teams are getting up to play you, it's even more fun. And so that's what Anton said. He said, when we're not there yet. And then Larkin talked about when he played with Pete Rose, and it was like, yeah, you're playing the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are playing you.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. And I mean, it's hard to be the team that goes from being the hunted to the hunter. And we talk about that a lot. I mean, it's when you've had success and people know that you have a solid lineup, they know that you have solid pitching and you're a solid baseball team. It is hard day in and day out to try to stay up at that peak level. And you being a Bulls fan, and you probably have seen this a lot with the Michael Jordan days and those guys. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, yeah, but even still, like you've heard those guys talk about that. Like, it's easy when you're always the guy chasing and trying to get to the mountaintop. But dude, once you're on the mountaintop, or you're one of those top level teams, people play you different, people come at you different, and it's hard. I mean, it is definitely difficult.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So just such a great, it feels good that we're having these conversations this week.
Yes.
It's not what the heck's going on, because I'm gonna keep it 100. Thursday, after I heard what David Bell said about why Tyler Stevenson did not bat in the ninth, I was ready to lose my mind. I was furious, and I'm happy now. So
I'll tell you this, and this is probably understated, and it probably is. It's probably not even a big deal. But the 2 times this weekend, David Bell got upset when who got hit today? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Stu.
Yeah, so Stu got hit. He came out, was freaking pissed. I love that.
Yeah.
Because dude, you're trying to protect your guys. And the other one, dude, is who got hit in the hand the other day and is out. It was Fraley. It was Fraley. Fraley gets hit in the hand, dude, and he goes in and just chucks that freaking stool. I was like, yes. I'm like, that's the David Bell I want. That's the guy that's freaking pissed off. I'm like, that's the dude I want coaching my freaking or managing my baseball team. The guy that's getting freaking sick and tired of thinking that we're just a footstool and that we can get hit and not have an attitude and get pissed off about stuff. That guy showed up, and I was like, yep, here we go. We're going to start moving things around a little bit. That's the guy I want.
Yeah. I joked that I felt like when he picked up that chair, he didn't realize how heavy it was.
That thing's a little weight to it.
Okay.
A little weight to it.
All right. Well, but absolutely, man. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Just both times this week when he really needed to stand up for his guys.
Yes.
Say what you will. There's a lot of things that he does that frustrate me. That was huge. Joey Gaditza, first look at the Redbirds on deck. Oh, wait, sorry. The Lou. Worst City Connects yet. Only fitting. I think it's only fitting that the Lou is a nickname for the restroom, and that's what the Cardinals put on their jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nah, I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling it. Those jerseys are awful.
They weren't very good.
I mean, look, I'm a guy. I like Nelly, right? Nelly's cool. Grew up with it. Obviously, Country Grammar was like one of my albums as a kid. I don't think he's relevant to the point where you got to have him advertise your New Jersey anymore.
Well, he's a country singer now, so I mean.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the relevance is. Of him. It would almost be like having Torrey Hope, like, yeah, I played for the St. Louis Rams. I'm like, that's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
No, not a thing.
Yeah.
Not relevant.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to we're gonna do big picture. We'll break down one of these guys later. But bullpen this weekend. Man, how awesome were they? A combined between the 3 games, 13 strikeouts, only 2 walks, only 8 hits, and only 2 earned runs. And mind you, pitched 15 2/3 innings this weekend.
Yep. Yep.
That
Yeah.
was awesome, man. Just anyone who came in throwing strikes and
Mm-hmm.
trusting the defense behind them when needed. And it was just, I mean, that there was a double play they turned, I think yesterday, where India, it was a
Yeah.
5-4, it was a 5-6-3. No, it was a
Mm-hmm.
4-6-3. Sorry. And it was like, oh crap. And they turned one today. That was a 5-6-3 too. But
Yeah.
just kind of seeing that and just seeing the bullpen kind of like whether it was Sam Mull, whether it was Alexis Diaz, whether it was Buck Farmer had an inning on
Mm-hmm.
Friday where he was really
Mm-hmm.
good. Dude. And then of course, we're gonna talk about Carson Spires a little later. You kind of get to him. And of course, Nick Martinez today. Nick Martinez did not get a slide, but he was certainly worthy of one for this episode. I think that if we're going to go through this road forever, it's going to be Brent Suter pitches for 20, 25, 30 pitches, and then you bring Nick
Yep.
Martinez in because it's worked twice now. And
Yep.
I think I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I like it. And the good thing about it is that those guys come in and, like you said, I think you make a great point. They pump strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they come in, they're not wild around the zone, and they're two different types of pitchers, right? So I mean, you got Suter, who's an off-speed changeup guy who is coming from the left, can put that slider on you in your pocket. He can hit spots, and then you have Martinez come in, and he's more a selective type pitcher. So, and he's from the right side, so it's giving you different things to look at early, and it's been productive. I mean, you can't knock what they've done after what you've seen them produce now twice in a row. So it's a good thing. And it's a good resource to have them guys be able to come in and do that. I mean, both of them came in and did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I don't know what it is about Nick Martinez where
Mm-hmm.
the starter versus reliever, because he certainly
Mm-hmm.
pitched enough innings today you can qualify him as a starter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just something about when the door opens and later in the game than to start the game, he's just a different pitcher, man. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a comfort thing. I'm the last person to break down someone's mental as far as being a pitcher in baseball,
Right.
but
Right.
this is a survivor, man. This is a guy who pitched in Japan. This is a guy who's
Mm-hmm.
played for quite a few MLB teams, and has that wonky delivery where he's like rocking back and forth and just
Mm-hmm.
chucks it. I'm a fan. I like it.
Yeah.
But I thought that what he did today, when he knew he was going to have a fair share of the at bats, and
Mm-hmm.
he was great, and you couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that he came in and did exactly what he was supposed to do, and that's and that's keep your team in the baseball game. Now, granted,
Right.
we were there. I mean, and that's not an easy spot to be in, right? I mean, you come
No,
in, you're in the second, the minimum you minimum got to get your guys through 3 innings. At a minimum, you got to get them through 3 innings. So you know what the assignment is. And you're going through a lineup that is not an easy lineup to kind of navigate. And
not at all.
He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he did
Phenomenal
it
job.
twice now. Isn't that
Yep.
nuts? He did that
Yeah.
twice against those guys, and
Yeah.
man, just awesome. Just so great.
Mhm.
I think the other thing too is I thought the Dodgers starting pitching was really good in the series.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler was really good yesterday, and the Reds still managed to get the win. That tells me a lot about where they're at.
Mhm.
Speaking of starting pitching, shall we talk about our guy?
Oh, bring him up, man.
Let's do it.
He's gonna have a weekly segment just like Ellie.
Yeah, that's right. Hunter Greene. This is his 2 starts against the Dodgers. 12 1/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts, 1 pickoff, and a 2.18 ERA in his 2 Dodger starts. And by the way, Shohei Ohtani struck out a lot against
Mhm.
Hunter Greene. And
Mhm.
yesterday in particular, so I thought his pitch sequence was unbelievable as Ohtani at bats. So
Yeah.
he does his usual fastball slider kind of thing, just kind of sets the mood. And we get him on 2 strikes, hits him with a splitter, and
Mhm.
Ohtani had no idea what to expect there, and
Yeah.
got him twice on the splitter. I couldn't believe
Mhm.
it, man. And then we talked earlier about that pickoff move on Mookie. That was great too. But I think there's something about him, man, where we knew he'd get up for the
Mhm.
Dodgers. He's a California kid. He went to Mater Dei, and he just
Mhm.
loves taking the ball against those teams. And we've talked all year just about this growth and what we've seen from him just from April alone to now. But
Mhm.
today, Saturday felt like another step in that direction where,
Yeah.
one, we don't have to hear anymore that he should go to the bullpen. That's
Correct.
over with. You
That's
guys,
a mute point.
anyone who
Yep.
felt that way is wrong now, and you can't do anything about it. He's the guy now. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, he has accepted his role. He's accepted who he is, and he has been their best pitcher. Also, been their most consistent and healthiest.
Mhm.
So this is what you want from him. This is who he is now. And I'm not saying that he's not going to have bad starts here and there.
Yeah,
It's baseball.
absolutely.
It's going to
Mhm.
happen. But
Mhm.
what we've seen from him in his last 6 starts against the teams he's had to go against,
Mhm.
when you're talking about the defending world champs, you're talking about the Angels, talking about the Giants, talking about the Dodgers, talking about he's been great in all of them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very happy.
He reminds me of a guy, Tim. Like he reminds me of somebody that's found peace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he stopped listening to all the noise. He stopped listening to all the critics. He stopped listening to everything that's going around, dude. And he is just going about his business. And that's the way he looks like he's attacking these baseball games. Like
You're right.
you don't see a whole bunch of different things going on. He doesn't post a ton on social media. He doesn't do all that stuff. Like he's a guy that you can honestly say from April to now, he's grown so much. And when he gets the ball, not only do we as fans expect him to be great, he expects to be great, and his teammates expect him to be great. And I think now, instead of that being a burden for him, I think he is relishing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a guy play with that kind of confidence and that kind of just charisma and swagger, dude, he's in a perfect spot where he is just understanding himself. He's understanding his game. He's understanding how to attack pitchers. You can tell even by like I know I mentioned this before, but by his strikeout numbers, dude. I think he only had 5 strikeouts. Like
Yeah.
he's not trying to go out and strike everybody out. Like he is just you can tell that he is comfortable with his game. He's comfortable with the pitches he can make. He knows he has a great defense behind him. And when you find a guy like that, those are the guys that you want in your rotation every fifth day because it brings a level of stability. And I think that's where he has been the most dominant per se is that the fact that he isn't going out there worrying about anything else but getting outs. He's not trying to be the strikeout leader. He's not trying to be the leader in the clubhouse. He's not this. He's not that. Dude, I just want to go out, take the ball every fifth day, have a great start, get to my 6 innings, throw my 100 pitches, get my five or six strikeouts, and keep my team within striking distance of the next team. And that's the maturity level you're starting to see in him. And that's what's making him such a great pitcher is that he is starting to put things together and people are not just teeing off on fastballs, right? Like they're seeing other pitches, they're getting other pitches, and he has confidence in throwing those pitches. So we could sit here and talk all night about Hunter Greene and his growth because it truly has been one of the like very rare times you could see a guy start at the beginning of a process. And I'm not saying he's done with the process at all. He's still growing and still getting better.
Yeah.
But you can see from where the beginning of the process started, we were like, dude, we don't know if he's going to be able to add these pitches. We don't know, blah, blah, to where he is now. Like it's phenomenal to see the growth. And like you said, dude, he's faced the Dodgers. He's faced the Diamondbacks. He's faced the did he go get he was with the did he go to the Padres?
I
Did
don't
he
think
have
he
out
would.
against
He didn't
them?
go to this Padres series. No.
Yeah, but like he's faced good teams and he's been solid throughout. So I mean, it's a cool thing to see him do that, and it's a cool thing, especially like I said, all the criticism before with he should be in the bullpen, he's not a starter, when's Hunter Greene going to mature, when's he going to become the Hunter Greene that we want him to be, but like he's blocked all that stuff out, and he is just getting into straight up pitching and understanding my assignment as a pitcher and a starter. And it's cool to see. It's really cool to see his growth.
To quote the great Hove Jay-Z, allow me to reintroduce myself, is what Hunter Greene was saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
2 moments yesterday that jumped out to me. Now, did you catch the whole game or did you catch bits and pieces? What was
Just bits and pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
We were running around.
So being at the game, 2 moments that really jumped out to me yesterday just kind of showed his growth and his talent level, and just him, like you said, just finding that piece of, I know who I am and I know I can get you out. So second inning, no outs. He's got runners on first and second. We've seen those Hunter Greenes, pitches counts getting up. He's walking guys. He's getting in 3-ball counts. Got through it. Got a double play that helped him out and just got through it. And then the Ohtani triple, where there's 1 out. Ohtani hits the triple. I was on the first baseline, so I didn't see what took Jake Fraley so long to get there. We at first thought it was foul. We didn't think it was a fair ball because of where we were sitting. Of course, when I saw the replay, I understood. But it looked like Jake Fraley took about 10 years to get to that ball. That's not the point. So he's got a triple. There's 1 out. Freddie Freeman's coming to the plate. Infield pop fly. Will Smith's after him. Ground out.
Which still that lineup's not fair. Like, that's stupid.
No.
You're saying that freaking Will Smith's batting after Freddie Freeman, who's batted after Shohei Ohtani. Like
batting after rookie bats.
Just put that in your head right now. You know what I mean? Like,
we didn't even use the word Teoscar Hernandez yet. Okay,
no. Who had a really good series this year? So
he did.
I mean, just insane. But no, you're spot on that, Tim. Spot on.
Unreal that we've seen him in those situations where he would get rattled, and he just was like, all right, cool. Like, can't do anything about it. So let's get this guy out. And I love that's where he's at. He's not giving up homers. I think he's given up 2 homers in his last 6 starts.
Yeah.
Man, I've said it a million times this show, and I know someone's going to complain about it, but I just am so happy with where he's at, and I'm so proud of him as a fan. I don't know him personally. Maybe it's the fact he got a dog. Maybe the dog just changed things.
Could be, man. Could be changing his mood. You know what I mean?
Shout out Ross Greene in the presser yesterday after his dynamic performance. Did you see that interview he did with Ken Rosenthal after the game when he was like out of uniform? He was just in the sleeveless hoodie.
No,
Bro, he is put some.
Is he jacked?
Yes. Yes. Good Lord, he's a mountain of a dude. Like, sheesh. So happy, so pumped.
Yeah.
Green Day, baby.
And I think that's the best part about it is that we as Reds fans have been waiting for this day for so long because we wanted him to be good. And he's faced so much criticism and flack, and people are just wanting to rush his growth. And now that you're starting to see that a little bit, I'm hoping that people are starting to settle in. And when, like you said, and you brought up an excellent point. Do we expect him to go out and win the next 18 starts? I don't know. He's going to have a game where doesn't have his best stuff. We know this.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
But also too, to see him grow and mature into this level of, I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to go out there and strike everybody out. I need to learn how to pitch. To see that growth, dude, it's incredible. It's incredible.
I think when Shohei Ohtani goes to bat against Hunter Greene, he feels like a basket case, and he is having a really difficult time with the time of his life. And I'm running out of Green Day puns. I don't know, guys. I'm just in the mood.
Wondering why he's up against the American Idiot.
Hey! I like it, Ben. I like it.
He walks a lonely road. Hey!
Oh, that's all right. You win. You won the pun competition this week. That's not even our fun segment. We have a very fun segment.
Love me some Green Day. You know what I mean? Love me some Green Day.
Yeah, you need to go to the concert with Sean in August. We haven't gotten our tickets yet.
What's the date?
I will figure. I think it's some 22nd. I think.
I didn't say. Let me know, Green Day's my stuff. I like
Green Day and the Smashing Pumpkins at Great American Boulevard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. Yeah, I may be in on that one.
All right. Well, we'll happily go with you for sure. We'll even drive. So. Carson Spires today, I thought we've already talked about it. Man, 3 1/3, 3 hits, an earned run, 3 Ks, and that doesn't even mention the fact that he got up and was warming up before the rain delay.
Yeah,
and then had to sit for an hour and so, and then go out there and pitch. Been really good, man. I know last year had a little bit of time with the big league club. I did not know this until I talked to Nick Curran recently from Louisville, from the Bats,
Hmm.
that Spires was a reliever at Clemson. So you don't really often
Oh, wow.
see that those guys get drafted as relievers. You know what I mean? I mean, Brandon
Right.
Finnegan, I think maybe when he was at Virginia. I think I might have that wrong, but that's neither here nor there. Brandon Finnegan's not around anymore. Um, but not a very common thing. And so he is kind of, and he started for a while. He started in Louisville. He started a couple games for the Reds last year, and just kind of is a guy that can use in multiple assets. But to see him go out there today with everything that had to go with Mother Nature
Hmm.
being on his side was really great. So when Lodolo is activated tomorrow, I really hope that he's probably not available for a couple days. Don't get me wrong, but I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
hope he's not the guy that goes down. I don't know. I don't want to say I hope a guy loses his job because that's not
Yeah,
fair, but
yeah.
I really hope that he is still on the big league roster because I think he earned his keep today.
Yeah, no, I agree. In his last couple outings, he's been really good. So I'm hoping that they are able to, like you said, I don't want to see anybody lose their job or their spot, but I think he's a kid that's has been able to earn the right to be able to stay up at the big league roster and be able to do some of those relief outings and do the things that he's been able to do. His stuff has looked really good, man.
Yes, it has.
He's looked really good. So I'm hoping he's a guy that he's another one of those young pitchers, man, to be able to come in and do that relief role and get a good opportunity here with the big league club.
Yeah, you know, what's been pretty good of late is Lucas Sims. Good, we've seen good Lucas.
Hmm.
That's been
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Yeah, and his stuff is electric too, dude. When he's on, like when Lucas Sims is on, he's darn near unhittable. Like
You're
he's got
right.
some really good stuff, man. It's the inconsistencies, you know what I mean? Like some days you get like you said, you get really
Some
good Lucas,
weeks,
dude.
gosh, some
Right,
days.
right. Right. But I mean, you get that, and then some weeks you're like, dude, like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? But
What
it's
exactly is
good
it that
to,
you do
yeah.
here?
What exactly is you do here? So, but no, it's cool to see him. It's cool to see him have some success as well because he's another guy that I think that um, if given the opportunities and continue to give the opportunity, I think he will get better and better. But I think sometimes too, I think he's a guy. It's kind of like has a Hunter Green thing where a lot was made of him and he had a lot of riding on him, and so sometimes he feels that pressure, and he's not his best self. So hopefully he'll get that together and just go out and just pitch baseball games.
Yeah, that's one of those trades. If you look back, I believe he was traded for Adam Duvall, where I think both
Hmm.
franchises won.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, it's
absolutely.
one of those ones where he's had his ups and downs. Duvall's had his ups and downs.
Yep, yep,
But yeah, I think both franchises kind of lucked out there.
yeah.
Last pitching I want to talk about before we move on. Alexis Diaz this week
Hmm.
against Padres and Dodgers. 3 2/3 the week. Only a hit, no walks, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 saves. But this Ben is what was most impressive to me when I was looking him up and seeing what he was doing because I thought he looked good today. I did
Hmm.
great last night. Last night he got through the ninth inning on 7 pitches.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
40, only 42 pitches thrown this weekend. This week in four appearances, 30 strikes.
Yeah,
As we
yeah.
know, he was an all-star last year for a reason. When Alexis Diaz throws
Hmm.
strikes, he is damn near unhittable, and he's throwing
Yep.
strikes again. We've seen ups and downs. I have been very vocal about my opinions on the term closer, but I'll play along for baseball fans' sake. Um, if that's the guy you're getting to get your final outs in the game, then you're very happy with that. I
Yeah.
think bullpen ERA for an individual pitcher is silly because you can have one game
Yeah, I don't
where,
know why they have it. That's dumb. That's really
yeah,
dumb.
you can have one outing where you like give up 3 or 4 runs and you're done. Your bullpen's done for
Yeah.
a month and a half. Your area is so, but is going down. I think he's been really, really good. I know a lot of people have talked about Fernando Cruz taking over that closer role again. There's nothing wrong with having two guys who can throw the ninth inning. All right, let's just kind of get that out there. But this is what you want to see from him, man, and I'm very pleased. I think that I've just been so happy. I feel like Tim Tebow in that press conference when he went to the Patriots where he's like, the Jets. And he's like, I'm just really excited. I'm so
Oh
excited.
yeah.
I can't believe I'm so excited. I needed a win, damn it. And we finally got one. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's been the best. I mean, Alexis Diaz throwing strikes is the one that you want, and that's been his big knock, right? I mean, when he's not throwing strikes, he's walking guys, or he's just not pitching very well. It makes it very difficult because that's a guy that we. It's almost like he shuts the door. Like he's the guy that we know that can come in and shut the door. And when he's not on, dude, it throws everything off. So I'm hoping watching him this weekend, he looked like the old Alexis Diaz.
he
Like
did.
he was around the zone, he pumped strikes. I mean, his pitches were working, low pitch count. I mean, no walks. I mean, that's the guy that you need to be your closer. So yeah, if that's the case, if he's that Alexis Diaz, we're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, for sure. I know when people say stuff all the time when he was struggling, they go, well, we're going to need a new closer. And I'm like, God, can we just eliminate that?
Yeah,
Look,
I mean,
listen to the Seth Shaner show on our network here. We talked to the 1999 team. They had a lot of guys that got a lot of saves. They had 3 guys that they could go to the ninth inning on any night. There's not one. There doesn't have to be one guy that can do that, and that's my whole point about Alexis Diaz. So, and Fernando Cruz has been great too. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with having multiple guys that can do that, and I think it's silly to pay one guy to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that you almost have to have multiple guys that can do it. I mean, it's almost commonplace. The years of having one guy be able to close a baseball game, I think are, I mean, they're few and far between guys that can do it on a consistent basis. So,
yeah, Seth's actually now had Scott Williamson and Scott Sullivan, so he's just missing Danny Graves from the trio.
Oh yeah.
Did you listen to the Scott Sullivan interview?
No, I have not.
That guy missed a career as a pastor for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he was a really good major league pitcher, and he was a rubber arm. But just the way he talks in the interview with Seth, it's great. He's an awesome conversation. I really enjoyed the interview. But if he wasn't playing baseball, for sure could have seen him being the leader of a church.
Pastor Sullivan?
Yep. For sure. Yeah.
That's funny.
From Tuscaloosa and went to Auburn.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's crazy.
You couldn't go back home.
No.
There's no way. That doesn't happen.
Absolutely not. Let's get to the batting side of things because, oh man, we're having one of those shows where we're running way under on time. So we might have to do some silly things at the end tonight, people. So please have questions or something because but we're having fun. So who cares?
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely.
All right, man. Spencer Steer got his pizza.
Yep.
It's like in the Ninja Turtle video games when you're running out of health and the pizza's laying there, but you got to beat out the Foot Clan to get to it. That's Spencer Steer. That's what he's been doing.
Him.
So 5-game hit streak going back to the Padres series, 3 extra base hits, 5 walks, 4 runs scored. Just exactly what you expect from him. And I'm going to say something here that maybe is a little hot takey, Ben, but after watching him this weekend, and I understand that Ohtani had that one that Steers charging error.
The bad hop.
That was crap. That's a base hit.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a base hit.
Spencer Steer doesn't deserve that. I love Christian Arcossi and Strand. I think he's gonna have a great major league future. Spencer Steer's their best first baseman.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even think it's close.
It's not.
I think it helps that he's so athletic. Like he's really athletic.
That diving catch he made last night.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean he's just so athletic. It makes a world of difference being an athlete at first base.
It really does. You don't think about that.
I mean, you don't think about it, but it really does. I mean, it makes everybody's life that much easier. Knowing that you got a guy over there that can dive and stretch and get the balls and scoop balls and dig out balls. I mean, it makes a huge difference when you have somebody over there that's secure. So it's nice to have him there and be able to have that level of confidence in your infield to where he can make plays, and that things are going to be secured over there. So, but back to his hitting part, I know that we talked about this before when he was struggling. Both of us looked at each other and we were like, we ain't worried.
It's gonna be
We
fine.
ain't worried. It'll be fine, dude.
Yeah.
The guy is too good of a hitter. He's too good of a baseball player to even worry about little slumps and things like that. If you've played the game long enough or you watched the game long enough, everybody goes through it. And Spencer Steer is a guy that he's too good at knowing the strike zone. He's too good at making solid contact. He's too good at being able to drive the baseball for that to last too long. So to see him have the week he's had, like it was good to see, because we know we needed it. We needed that offense. We needed him to get going. But we weren't worried about it. We weren't concerned about it. He's a guy that when you put him in the lineup, like I don't get worried about him going on long stretches of not being able to hit the baseball. So to see what he was able to do, I mean, it's par for the course. It's almost, when he does those things, like it's not even a surprise anymore. Like he's that good of a hitter to me.
Do you think I'm curious, the Spencer Steer kind of pizza. Do you think he's a typical just pepperoni and sausage kind of guy? Do you think he's got some unique ingredient toppings that he's into? Do you think he's a pineapple guy?
No, I think he's a meat lover.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I think he's a ham, pineapple, bacon, sausage. He does all the meats, and very little veggies, I would have guessed.
Maybe some green peppers. That would be
mine.
Yeah.
Oh, you may throw some green peppers on there. Do you like a Supreme? Yeah,
sure.
I can see that. Him be a Supreme pizza guy.
Yeah, I think he actually meant to say what his pizza was on Jim Day's podcast, but I can't remember it. If anyone wants to find that out for us, we definitely appreciate it. Joey asks, any idea when CES may be back? I believe today they said he's about another month away. So go get a right-handed at bat. And also just make sure Mike Ford never bats on this Major League roster ever again, please. I know he's a left-handed at bat, but just send him away.
But
that's mean. I don't want him to lose his job, but man. Very non-competitive at bats.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell when a guy's ready and he's not ready, and he's just not ready. Not saying that he'll never be a good professional baseball player. Not saying that he won't be able to do it. Just right now, it's just not his time. I mean, that happens to the best of them. So
yeah. On like a week we were mad, I would have gone deep on that, but
Mike Ford,
I'm at peace right now.
Yeah, we're a peaceful people right now.
Let's get into a little bit of Jacob Hurtubuise conversation. So I'm really curious about this, and I'm kind of curious your thoughts too. So first off, the story's awesome, right?
Yeah,
earned his military tenure to get to chase his dream and makes it happen. He was drafted in the 39th round by the Mariners, and he made the big league roster. Awesome, dude. Like, way to go. I'm super excited for you that you get to live your dream. I am not 1,000% certain that he's a major league player full time. And before, I'm not dogging him. I'm not saying anything bad about him whatsoever, because he is playing really well right now, and he's supplied them with some really nice moments. He's definitely a good athlete who can play some good outfield. He's played the corners, and he's played really well in the corners. He's got some bunt singles. And I know his game is not hitting homers, so I'm not necessarily overtly concerned about that 320 slugging. But I'm just not 1,000% certain that he's a guy that you can kind of count on as his feelings probably bench bat, right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But he is they're probably going to run him until the wheels fall off with him and then send him back to Louisville because of the state that the roster's in. And I'm really excited to see how everything plays out with him, because so far he's been very fun.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think his long term is like you said. I think he's a bench back guy. He comes in, he'll be a defense replacement. He'll do like those types of things. But for the position that he's been put in, where I don't know if he was particularly ready for that position.
Sure.
But for him to step in and to do the things that he's been able to do has been really cool to see. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes guys get caught up and they get caught up and they get lost in the weeds and it winds up doing nothing for you. But he's had some great at bats. He's had some quality at bats. He's made some great plays in the field.
Yeah.
He's done those things where everything he does that is a positive is a bonus for us, right? Like any hit he gets, anytime he's on base, anytime he makes a play in the field, it's just a bonus because he's a kid that you know we're not expecting him to do a whole lot of great things, but just be steady,
Yeah.
right? Be steady. Be steady, be a guy that you can go out there, and get timely hits, do some of these things well, and not cost us any games. And I don't think he's
That's
cost
a
us any
big
games. I mean,
one.
he hasn't cost us any games. He hasn't, I think he's had really good at bats. I don't think he's gone up there and just swung haphazardly at stuff and done like he's had good at bats. He hasn't cost us any game defensively. He's done everything that you're supposed to do at that stage. And I don't think he was quite ready to be at that stage, but our roster depth and the lack of building more depth in our rosters kind of pushed him to that.
Mhm.
And I think he's responded well. I mean, he's responded the way that you expect a guy who went to a military school to respond. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's got that attitude, he's got that focus, he's got that drive, and he will be a decent player. But when you're forced into that action, there's only one of two ways you can respond. You can come in and do what everybody expects you to do, and which is hold down the ship until those guys get healthy, or you could fail miserably. And I think he's done a really good job at doing what he's been asked to do. So I big up to that guy. His story is incredible. It was cool to see his family in the stands and him get that opportunity, and he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not costing any games. He's playing solid. He's playing solid in the field, and he's giving you decent at bats. So, big up to him.
Yeah, he laid down one of the cleanest bunt singles I've ever seen the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
he's doing everything that we're asking him to do, and to his credit, I mean, he's came in and done a great job. Just taking professional at bats and playing the way that we needed him to play.
For sure, man.
To his credit.
Yeah, he had a double yesterday, and it was a great at bat. Worked the count and smoked into the gap, and Ellie gets a single right after that, and they get a run out of it. So it was awesome. It was really, really great to see. I'm very, very happy for him, and I hope the best for him. I really do. I do think he has potential to be a 4A baseball player. And by the way, that's not a bad thing. Just
no, not
there's
at all.
no such Stuart Fairchild's probably a 4A baseball player. And
listen, there's no such thing as a bad baseball player on a major league roster.
That's right.
Doesn't it? It's like when you're in the NBA and you're on the bench in the NBA. You're not a bad basketball player. You're just playing around better people.
Right.
You're still probably better than 97% of the people in the world at doing what you do. So that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. If you go to the rec center or you go play in a beer league softball team.
Yeah.
You're
gonna murder softballs.
Right. Absolutely. Oh man, so fun. All right, a couple more things before we roll out of here. So Ben, tomorrow, Dolo Day.
Oh yeah.
He's back.
He's back, baby.
Nick Lodolo back tomorrow to take the ball against one Lance Lynn. As the St. Louis Cardinals come to town, the Reds get their first time hanging out with the Redbirds. Tuesday, you got Andrew Abbott. We didn't even talk about him on this show.
Yeah, no.
He's been awesome.
Phenomenal. Yeah, he's been incredible.
Going against Kyle Gibson, and then Wednesday, you got Frankie Montas against To Be Determined. So they're playing tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. They've been in a pretty heavy rain delay. So Sonny's supposed to be pitching tonight. I fear if this game ends up getting delayed or canceled or something, that Sonny is going to get that Wednesday game or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, they're pitching. Yeah. They're playing now. And wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, Sonny through the first inning. Okay. All right. No Sonny Gray.
We're good.
No Sonny Gray this week. All right. Good. Yeah. Joey Sikaditsa says, I want to see Delo cripple those jokers with that devastating knockout pitch all night long. I do too, Joey. And I think we will get that because Nick Lodolo is a guy that is not happy that he had to miss time, and he's going to make sure that he gets his owns. So Branch says, yes, Lodolo being back is fantastic. By the way, if you have not checked out Riverfront Red Show from Friday this week, Branch Brown on there with my twin, Jeff Carr, and Nate Dotson. And Branch did a tremendous job. I thought Branch was awesome. He's welcome to be a correspondent on our show anytime and hang out with us. I can have two Browns on a show, right? You know, we can have some fun with that.
Baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ben's long lost brother Branch, you know.
Love it.
And I can have Branch give me tips on how to make barbecue and smoked meat because I don't have a smoker and I would like to have one day, but my wife's vegetarian. So I don't think I'm going to win that.
One of these things are not like the other.
That's right. I don't know if she's gonna like if I'm bringing in the cattle like from Rocky, like just hanging in the garage, like
hanging up. You can smoke tofu.
It's true. I bet she would probably really like that, honestly.
Yeah, see? Win-win.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I wanted to have a fun segment because with how things have been going for a while, we've obviously been frustrated and the show probably not has been as fun as it normally is. And for that, I'm sorry. I'm really happy we could have a great show today, that we could just live in the moment and be excited about the team for at least for a weekend again.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to end this. All right, Frank Thomas, calm down over there.
I know. I got the bat.
Are you Sting? Jesus.
Wait, listen. One Larry Doby model. Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty sweet gift. So
did you get that at the
bat
museum?
Out here with me today. No, actually, I had a buddy of mine. He actually was like, "Man, I know how much you love baseball." He just gave it to me. So
that's so cool.
Pretty sick. So
I think one of the things we should do, we should like get one of our vloggers, our cameramen, like Trent or somebody, and we should go to the Bat Museum and just
absolutely
make some stuff there.
Absolutely,
that'd be super awesome.
Yeah,
just go catch a Bats game, go do that. I would love that. Oh wow, I've made jackfruit barbecue before. Branch says.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I can get down some jackfruit.
I bet that's good. I bet that's really good.
Keep it a buck. I really like some jackfruit. Grace introduced me to that a few years ago, and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, wanted to have some fun this week because it's really funny how this conversation worked out. I was going to do this segment anyway because I wanted to get some stuff to have on the chat. Now, we have a lot of answers I'm going to get to. But just so happened today in Columbus, the Savanna Bananas were playing there. So, one of my buddies is actually there, but I think this is a really fun thing because this is a baseball game that has taken the country by storm. It's impossible to get tickets to see these guys unless you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And people really are really behind it. They have a lot of fun with it. You see on the internet all the comments. You see like all the videos and all the clips, and you can just tell it's a great evening. But they have They have what's called banana rules. So I don't know if everyone knows what I'm talking. I'm sure you do, but it's these things where they do their own rules of how to play baseball to be different from Major League Baseball. And so I asked this week about, and I'm going to read the rules off here. If you could pick one rule to adapt to the Major League Baseball game, what would it be and why? So here are the rules of the Savanna Bananas. Number 1, every inning counts. If you win an inning, you get a point. So what that means is if you have a 2-1 inning, you win the inning. Rule number 2, 2-hour time limit for the game. If you're a parent, bro, a 2-hour baseball game?
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah. Number 3, if the game is ended in a tie, you have a 1-on-1 showdown where you have one pitcher, one hitter, and one fielder. If you are the hitter, you have to score before the pitcher or the fielder can tag you out. Yeah. Number 4 made me laugh when I watched the video. It's no bunting, and they said because bunting sucks.
Yeah.
Number 5, batters can steal first base. Number 6, no walks allowed. This is fun. On ball 4, a hitter takes off at first to take as many bases as they can, but the catcher has to make sure every fielder fields the ball, so they have to basically throw it around the diamond, and if they catch the fielder before like the third bag, they can take him out.
I like that.
Number 7, No stepping out of the batter's box. You step out, it's a strike.
Mm.
Number 8, no mound visits.
Mm.
And number 9, if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. You know what I love about number 9 is that, say the Reds are at bat and say this rule is a thing, you really have to have a moral conversation with yourself when a ball's coming
Oh
at
yeah,
you. Do you want to have
1,000%.
the once in a lifetime moment that you've dreamt of, or do you
Nope.
want to make sure your team has another chance at getting an at
Nope.
bat?
Ellie's getting another at bat, baby. I'm dropping that joker and I'm punching anybody else who tries to grab it.
It is yeah, and if say you're a fan of the road team, then
Oh, you
you
got to
want
fight
to
to catch it.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to fight because you can't tell me that somebody's not in the stands like, dude, if you catch that, we're taking you out.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. I'm torn. So batters can steal first base. I love that because
I do too.
I think it makes sense in the sense of if a pitcher throws a wild pitch at any point in the count, and I think that it's their fault. It's their fault. So, I remember Chris Heisey one time where there was a really bad called third strike, and he just knew that he was going to get the bag. So he took this total half-ass swing where he was just and got first base. So I was thinking about that, and I go, yeah, I think that should just be a thing. I mean, it's the pitcher's fault if he throws it to the backstop, right?
Yep.
And if you can outrun the throw. But I also really love if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out because of the conversation we just had.
Yeah. Dude, I like the there's a couple. The no walks allowed one's cool because I think that's pretty legit.
I want to see Ellie De La Cruz in that.
Oh yeah, that would be insane. And the no tie one is awesome too, dude. Could you imagine being the hitter and hitting one freaking down the line and got a race?
Spencer Steer, get up there. It's you.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. That's I mean, and there's a reason why these games are so much fun. My neighbor across the street they last year drove to Savannah to watch one. So they're like, it's incredible to see in person. So
I bet.
But yeah, it was a bunch of these are really cool. The fan one will be crazy because at some point there's got to be some pushing and shoving because you don't want your favorite hitter to get out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, these
you don't want your favorite player mad at you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those are a lot of cool rules, but I think the no walks allowed one is probably my favorite.
All right, so I'm going to pull up the Twitter account because we did have a lot of responses to this, and I just want to go through them because it tells you a lot about people, and I really love it. So, Andrew Moats, rule number 8 for sure.
No mound visits.
Yep. So, Tink1033, we have some fast players, so I think I'd go with the no walks. I will now actually need to witness how many bases Ellie De La Cruz can gather before all the defensive players touch the ball. And then,
oh yeah, that would be crazy.
My backup option is rule 5. Batters can steal first. Batters can steal first is awesome. I don't care. I know
that too.
Someone's gonna some baseball purist is gonna say that it's all stupid, but guys, Billy Hamilton would be in Cooperstown if that was a thing.
Absolutely.
Ricky Henderson would not have the record anymore because of that. Actually, he still might because he would probably steal first. But so Matthew Groves, steal first rule would be great. So I think that's probably the biggest one from Twitter. And then let me pull up the Slack real fast. I know this is just fantastic content for everybody. But Joey actually in the chat said he loves the no mound visits. He said, if you suck, it's not your coach's fault. You need to figure it out.
That's right.
That's great.
That's so true. That's awesome.
I love it. Andrew Williams, I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to eliminate bunting.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I could see that.
And then Kevin Lynch, speaking like every true parent. I like all their rules, but as a dad, I'd love a 2-hour time limit so you can get the kids, so you can plan on getting the kids home.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, if the game starts at 6:40, you're done by 8:40. That's your kids are in bed by 9:30, dude. That's legit.
That's legit.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm learning that very fast.
Yes.
Oh man, we did fill up an hour. We were running. I was really worried there for a minute that we were going to be doing something to fill the time in. So we made it.
We're good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But hey, I think it's going to wrap up this week's edition of Late Night Reds here on the Riverfront. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us and chatting with us. Shout out Joey, shout out Branch for keeping the chat going. Shout out Josh. Josh, like Ben, feeling the Pacers' pain and still came to hang out with us. So I appreciate it. Man, I'm really sorry. I turned on my TV last night right when Drew Holiday got the steal.
Yeah, just giving games away, dude. Just giving them away.
That steal is one of the greatest playoff moments of all time. I've never seen anything.
I can't even. Yeah, like I watched it. Like I ain't mad. I'm like, dude, that's one of the greatest defensive plays I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I mean, to catch a guy mid thing and then play your body to be able to shift and pick them. I'm like, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's like one of those just tip your cap kind of things.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, but for everyone who, if you're checking us out for the first time, as always, as it's on YouTube, please take a second to subscribe, like this video if you get a chance to do that as well. If you're checking us on your podcast app of choice, please take a moment to give us a nice solid 5-star review and a subscription. That would help us out a ton as well. And don't forget, you can be a member of patreon.com/Riverfront, where you can hang out with people like Joey and Branch and Josh and Sydney and all those fun people and discuss all of your favorite things. We know not just Reds baseball in there. We're talking MLB The Show. We're talking NBA basketball. We're talking the Cincinnati Bengals. We got a lot of conversation in there. Be sure to check out the Riverfront Red Show with Nate and Chad Dodson and their crew of people. Like I said, Branch Brown was on there this week. Did a great job. Check out Red Leg Roundtable with Seth Shaner. Just had Scott Sullivan on. Pastor Scott was a fantastic baseball interview. So you should definitely check that out as well. Really fun. And then, of course, check out Welcome to the Jungle. Check out Riverfront U. Joe and Parker over there, myself and the crew of Riverfront U. We're doing big things here at the Riverfront. And finally, absolutely, July 6th, 12 o'clock, Smoke Justice. Come have some bourbon with us and eat some brisket with us and get you ready for Reds Tigers. So on behalf of Ben Brown, this is Tim Daniel. Thank you all for such a fun night. I'm so happy the Reds won. Take it easy.
Absolutely. Go Red Legs.
And they won a game and the chat was like, not here tonight. What the H?
I know.